Who is okay?
Who is okay? Wow, it's kind of deep question to ask. Uh, okay.
If somebody don't know you,
Yeah.
how
Oh,
would you introduce yourself to them?
if someone.
Don't know you. If somebody is meeting you first time.
Okay. Uh, I try to make a good first impression to them. So actually, I am the mirroring person. If you are good to me, I will good to you. If you are nice to me, I'll be nice to you. But the first time when you meet me, I will try my best to make a good impression. I will I will always trying to be nice, to be the people who they want me to be.
I've seen you are doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
What is your motivation?
First of all, making a content, make a videos or anything that is actually is my hobby. It's my I love to do that things. I love to create something. We are humans. We are designed to be a creator, to create something. We cannot always consume, always always scrolling. Why you why you don't want to make something? Why you don't want to create something? Rather than you're scrolling, you're consume any content by others people. Why you don't want to create something? So yeah, first that is just my hobby. And deep down, Chappy, I want to inspire people. I want to make a I want to make a impact, even just a little, even just a just a small. I want to make an impact. I want to inspire others people. So the only thing that I can do right now is making content, making videos, making podcasts or anything. So yeah, that is just my hobbies, and then I want to inspire and make an impact to others people.
What do you think? What differentiates you from others? Because there are a lot of people making content.
So yeah,
What makes you different?
what makes me different?
Yeah.
What makes me different is I I'm not afraid to being myself or being myself. I'm not afraid for being myself. I don't get afraid to get judged by others people. So what makes me different is my authenticity.
Mm.
So my authenticity. So I don't want to be someone else. I don't want to copying others people. So I just want to be myself. I just want to be more authentic. So yeah, I think that is just the thing that makes me different than any others people. Yeah.
I remember when we were having the discussion earlier regarding the importance of mental health for men.
Yeah.
I really wanted to take the advantage of this month
Ah.
to have a chat with you about it.
Mm.
Um, we didn't get much opportunities to because of your schedule and mine. So, what do you think of men's mental health? Why it's so important?
You know, men's mental health is everything. You know, uh, in our society, you know, men men are to be expected to be strong,
Mm.
to be you know, to be tough.
Mm.
So they are not allowed to express their feeling.
Mm.
They are not allowed to express their emotions. But do, do you know men are also human beings? They also have emotion. They are also have their feelings. So this society makes men feel like they are not allowed to express all of that. So no wonder uh, men is really to be perfect perfect example for the dangerous of mental
Mm.
mental health. So s- I blame this I blame the society for expecting men to be more stronger, to be more tough. We are also human beings.
Do you think is it a weakness if a man cry?
No, it's of course not. Uh, Crying, tears is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign. It is a sign of human beings. Yeah, we are humans. We are have feelings. We are have emotions. That is okay if men crying, if men are showing their emotions, if that can make us feel better, it's okay. Better than you keep your feelings, your emotions, and other and the other day you trying to be suicide or something. I rather to sit and talk with my friend all day and all night long rather than tomorrow I visit his or her funeral. It's okay.
But
Crying tears are not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of we as a human beings.
what do you think? Why is that? What is the reason?
But,
The rate of the suicide
hmm,
for men is much higher than women and other children or adults.
oh yeah,
Women,
because
older persons, women and children. It's much more than any other spot.
we are men. The society makes us to be the the society expecting us to be more stronger, to be more wiser, to be you know to be not fragile. So if you express your feeling, many these days, if they are expressing their feelings, their emotions, they will get judged. They will get pointed. Oh, you are so weak. You are so unuseful. You are nothing. And then the men feels like they are not fine. They are not okay to show their vulnerability, their weakness. So most of men are keep it, and they are struggling. They are, dying silently in their mind, in their souls, in their hearts. So that's that makes feel like you know that makes feel um, unuseful. They are feels like they are nobody. They are nothing. So feels like for what I'm living, and then they think like, for what I'm living. I rather be die than you know suffering all the time in my life. So yeah, I don't blame. Actually, I don't blame anyone who ever think that they want to.
What do you think? What is the reason um, behind the weak men in our society right now. It's easy to blame society. Yes, society is harsh. Society is hard. Society is hard for everybody. Society is hard for women. Society is hard for children.
Yes.
What makes us weak? Why we are weak?
Why we are weak? First of all,
it's easy to say that our society
yeah,
is adding a lot of pressure. But what could be the weakness from our side, from the men's side?
Okay, I see. Maybe we cannot expecting ourselves. We cannot expecting that we are not good enough. We are not, we are not perfect enough. Yeah, nobody is perfect, but sometimes we expecting people to accept us, to to love us, to like us. But deep down, we cannot expect. We cannot accepting ourselves. We cannot loving ourselves. We cannot like ourselves. So, what's the point to be accepted? To be accepted? What's the point to be accepted by others people while we cannot accept ourselves? That's the irony, because
what could be the reason why we are not accepting ourselves?
Yeah, maybe we expecting ourselves to be more better, more perfect.
What makes us think that we need to be more better?
Okay,
who put all the expectations on us? Who put all the expectations? Ourselves or just the society? Because
could be both of that. Because it depend on our our background.
Yeah.
The way we get an education by others. People out there, our families, our teachers, our friends. So it depends on all of that. So yeah, we can get influenced by the way they teach to us.
So if we go deep down, it means when men is raising up, it means the people around them who influence them to be someone they are not in their later ages. Can we call it trauma?
Probably you can call it trauma.
So do you think one of the reason is of our weakness, the men weakness, is they are not healed? They're unhealed. And the unhealed men are unproductive. They are unproductive. They're not a good husband. They're not a good father. They're not good professional. They pretend to be a good professional, but they're not a good husband. They're not a good boyfriend. They're not a good father. They're not good citizen. They're not a good kind neighbor. Because we also have masks. We often have masks to fit ourselves in different culture.
Yes.
If I want to be around friends, I put that mask on. If I am in front of my boss or my colleagues, I put another mask on. But who I am, my family sees me.
No, actually, the one who the real know who we are is ourselves. We can be pretend to be other people. We can be someone else, like in front of our family, in front of our friends, in front of our girlfriend, our others people out there. We can be a different people between us in each others, like.
Yeah.
But if we with ourselves, we cannot be pretend to be anyone, to be anything. If we meet ourselves and talk to ourselves, we cannot be anyone else.
How can we talk to ourselves? What should we do? There are a lot of people like they complain they cannot sit and talk to each other. Like,
Yeah,
what could be the reason why they don't talk to themselves?
yeah. My friends ever told me you need to know yourself. You need to know yourself to get you know to get anything that you want, to get anything that you want to achieve. First of all, you need to know who is yourself. Knowing yourself, what do you want, what do you want to achieve? So yeah. The only thing that I can do to talk with myself, to knowing myself is maybe writing a journal, writing a journaling, and when I'm doing a me time, I also talk to myself alone. So yeah, I also likes to doing a deep talk with myself, and then I write a journal.
If you ask tens of or 20s or 50s of people, different guys, they will say journaling is crap. Self-talk is crap.
Okay.
They would rather think,
Yeah.
oh, go do some hustle,
Mhm.
go earn some money,
Mhm.
go do this, do this.
Mhm.
They'll have a different go, dude, get some muscles, get some biceps, go do some gym.
Okay.
So
I see. I see.
I mean, they have different goals.
Yeah.
Why they do not prioritize themselves internally, as you mentioned, journaling. There are a lot of benefits.
Mhm.
Why these men focus more on these different goals? I mean, there are goals; these are good to achieve.
Ah.
But when it comes to self growth internally,
Yeah.
they do not pay attention. They do not value it.
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe they are so they are so naive. They're so naive to admit that.
Mm.
So some of them are also ignorant too. So they think they are no better. They think they are know what the things is good, the thing is bad. So yeah, sometimes we need to pay attention. We need to not to be a denial person, to be an ignorant person. We need to, yeah, we need to reflect ourselves. We need to reflect ourselves. We stop lying to yourself. Write the things that you want. Write the things that you like it. Write the things that you don't like it. And after that, you read all of that and start to you know start to doing something that writing you're writing before.
Yes.
So yeah, if you don't like something, you write it, and then you read it, and and ask yourself, ask yourself how I can get rid of it. If I don't like, if I don't like this, I would, I will do this. So yeah, we we we, we cannot be denial, naive, or ignorant person. We need to reflect ourselves, the things that we like, the things that we want. So you cannot to be an ignorant person. I also have a struggling with myself. I also fight in my deep down in myself. I fight myself. I force myself to do something that it's really hard to push myself to do it. Like, if I want to have a good body, uh, I need to hit the gym. So, but it's really hard for me to make a discipline. So I cannot eat everything. So it's really hard. It's really hard. Doing hard things will make you grow. Uh, no matter you like it or not, do hard things.
Mm.
So last year I tried to hit the gym.
Mm.
You know, because I get bullied, but my body is really thin. It's really small. So I forced myself to hit the gym, and 1 year after that, I finally can be able to achieve that body, a good body that I want a long way ago, long way before. So yeah, we need to force ourselves.
Did you did it for yourself or you did it for people?
Myself. It's totally I did it for myself because I want to make me feel happy. Like, if I wake up in the morning, I see my body, oh my god, I cannot believe I have this body. I don't I you know, I know many others men out there have a more better body than me, more, muscle or more more than me. But
Mm.
when I see myself, oh my god, uh it's totally different. At least I've I can be a better person, better body than I was, than I used to be, you know. So yeah, the biggest enemies is ourselves,
Mm.
our we need to eliminate it, our old version. So to make new person, new version of ourselves. So yeah, it's really hard. I think it's really hard. First thing is really hard. First trying is really hard, but by the time you will get used to it, you will, you will terbiasa. You'll get used to it. So yeah,
I know the guys they don't want to move their ass at all.
Yeah.
They feel happy and they feel okay. I don't know. I shouldn't say happy. I should say probably they feel okay being not okay.
Mm.
They feel okay being lazy.
Mm.
They feel stuck and they are okay with it. I mean, that's self-destructive, right?
Mm.
What they can do? What do you think? What they can do to
Oh.
pull themselves out of that? Because if a friend goes and talk to them and try to help them, probably they react differently. No, I don't need your help. I'm fine. I'm happy with it in my life.
Okay.
You don't know my problems at all. And then, but actually, they are getting more and more stuck into their life.
It's about their standard of living.
Double standards of living, you mean?
No, it's about their own standard.
Their own standard.
Yeah. So they don't want to get better. They enjoy to be maybe American person. Sorry to say. They don't like to be new or better person because it's like you're stuck like a glue. It's really hard. It's really hard to
Remove it.
remove it because I also can't blame them though because I also in their position long way before. But the only person that can only help yourself is yourself. If nobody can help you, nobody, you need to help yourself.
How did you pull yourself out of this situation when you were in that situation?
Yes. Yes, but
Did somebody came to rescue you?
no, it's about the pressure, I think. The pressure of society, the pressure of my family, the pressure of
Responsibilities?
yeah. The first of all, we need to take responsibilities for ourselves because no one gonna take responsibility for ourselves. So take responsibility for yourself because no one gonna take responsibility for you. So that's that I need to remind me that that's the thing that I want to keep it in my brain, in my heart. So okay, I sitting in my room and I reflecting with myself. Oh, so what I'm gonna do next? What I'm gonna do? What I will do? I need I need to be I need to be a better person. I need to be a different person because I don't like to be a mediocre person. I don't like to be like average people out there. So if I want a different result, I need to do something different also. So yeah, so I always remind myself, if you want different result, you need to do something different that nobody do it. Like I mean, not nobody do it. I mean that not everyone can do it. A lot of people always like do the same, do the same every day. They'll go in they'll wake up in the morning. They'll go working, and after that, after working, they'll go home. Like it's it's not good to doing the same thing every day. Something, yeah. Sometimes you need to do something different.
You reap what you sow. So what you are doing today, what you are choosing today, the input you are choosing today,
Yeah.
you'll get the output according to that.
Yes.
But if you are doing something lazy, not nice, if you're eating junk,
Yes.
the output will be you will have a obesity.
Yeah.
And you will have health issues.
Yes.
So expect the outcome.
Yeah.
And what I perceive from you, that choose your input rightly.
Yeah.
If you are trying to achieve the bigger output and bigger results, you need to choose the hard.
Yes. To do something, we need to do something different every day. Don't do the same every day.
You have to change yourself.
Do something different.
You have to change.
Yes.
But setting our values is really important.
Yes.
And that's the intention of our talk.
Yes.
That, especially in this month of awareness for the mental health for men,
yes,
really want to help those men who are weak, who feel alone, who feel unloved,
yes.
who feel.
Can I confess something to you?
Go ahead, please.
When I was 19, I have suicidal thoughts.
Suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, suicidal thoughts. When I was 19, I have suicidal thoughts. At the time, I was really, really at my lowest point in my life, at my worst period of my life. I feel like that can be any other worse than that time. I get depressed, I get anxiety, I have no friends. I feel like I lost myself, I lost my mind. So I ever think, what am I? Why I am alive? Feels like I'm useful. I am, I don't want to be alive. The time, and then I need to kill myself. And I don't know, this night changed my life, that I realized that is not good, not a good way. It's not a it's not a good solve. So the only thing that I realized that self-accepting is really, really, really important to us, because we cannot expecting people to accept us the way like we are accepting ourselves, right? So the most important thing is the most important thing is in life we need to accepting ourselves the way who we are, the way who we are. So if you can be accepting yourself, so yeah, you don't need to be accepting. You don't need to be accepting by others people. It's okay if they are not accepting me. It's okay if they ignore me. There's 8 billion people in this planet. So change or looking at those people that can accept you, that can love you, can like you the way who you are. Don't expecting people who doesn't like you, who hate you, to accepting you. No, no, no. Accepting your first, accepting yourself first, and then you will meet others people who are matched with you. The energy, the mindset, anything. So yeah, the things that I learned when I was young, that self-accepting is totally important in our life. I hope others men out there or any others people out there can be aware about self-accepting. That is, I'm so grateful that I didn't end up myself. Yeah, that I didn't end up my life when I was young. Yeah, you know, we are young. I was young. I was dumb before. I don't know uh, who the things that right or wrong. So yeah, self-accepting is really important, and the most important one is uh, it's okay to be make mistakes. It's okay to be uh, make something wrong, because that's the thing that makes you you.
That makes us human being. We are not robots.
Yes.
We are not robots
Mm.
to be perfect. And
I can be everything they want me to be. Every mistakes that makes me me.
how people get into the illusion of perfectionist, approach.
What?
How people
Mm.
get into the illusion
Yeah.
of perfectionism.
Perfectionism.
Like everything has to be perfect.
Yeah.
How they get into this illusion?
Maybe the way they are get education from their family, the way they get, the way their family educated him about perfectionism. So maybe our parents, maybe our family expecting them to be perfect, to be, not make any mistakes. So when they are makes any mistake because of the influence of their family, the way their family educate them, their family talk to them. So when they are making mistakes, they feel like, oh my God, feels like the end of the world. It feels like, oh my God, my life is over. The the end of the world is coming. Like, oh my God. I just realized, Shafi, it's okay. We are to make mistakes. It's okay. We have a trial and error, because that's the process. That's a process. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to make uh, wrong choices, mistakes, make a something bad. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to make a. You know, when I was young, my family always expecting me to be a perfect at anything, to be a perfect at anything, to be not make any mistakes, to make you know they are expecting me to be a perfect person. They are expecting me to be a, you know, to be good, not make any mistake at all. And when I was, and then the effect is, the impact is when I make a mistake, when I was make a wrong decision in my life, I feel like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Feels like the end of the world. Like I said before, feels like the end of the world. It feels like, oh my god, my life is over. And then I just realized it's okay. When and then I get older, I just realize, okay, okay, it's okay. People, all people make mistakes. All people make wrong choices in their life, wrong decisions, or anything. It's okay. I can learn from it. So yeah, I hope. No, I wish I knew it earlier in my life. I wish I knew it when I was really, really young. But it's okay. Life is process. We have a different we have a different phases, right? So yeah, I'm still grateful to Allah.
Mm.
So that I I wake up. I mean, I realize all of that.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
As soon as we realize
Mm-hmm.
who we really are, as soon as we find ourselves,
Yes.
it's better. No matter what age we are in,
Mm.
we are in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s.
Mm. Yes.
So you know that there are people who
Right.
die being not being themselves.
Yes. I don't want
They
to be.
never try to find themselves. They pretend to be someone they are not all their life, and they die
Yes.
without any purpose of life,
I
without
don't want.
finding the purpose of their life.
I don't want to be that person.
And that's such a big regret.
Yes.
Such a big regret of life.
It's such a big regret.
If you listen the message of people who are on deathbeds,
Mm.
you will literally cry.
Yes.
It's such a simple thing. such a small thing
Yes.
that people just simply ignore, and people just overlook and don't pay attention at all.
Yes. They are, they are afraid to do something because they will get judged by the people. Oh my god, I'm too shy to take a video. I'm too shy to make a content because people will get judge me. People will laugh at me. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that you set your own standard by others people opinions. It's it's kind of sad. It's kind of, you know it's kind of sad for me because why you cannot be yourself because of others people opinion, because of others people, it's really sad. I don't want to be that person. I make my own standard. It's okay if people will get judge me or laugh at me because uh the difference of, I mean, when we didn't do something, when we don't do something, when we just, just silence and do something, people will get judge you anyway. So, so rather so people will get judge you anyway. So do something different. It's okay.
Yeah.
When you do when you don't do anything, they will get judged. When you do something, they will get judged. So
Be yourself.
be yourself and it's okay. Do something. Do something. Do something. People will judge. People will judge you anyway. So yeah, I rather be than I rather do something and will get judged by other people than I don't do something and they will get judge me too. So yeah.
I really thank you for bringing this personal experience into it, uh, because that's resonating with probably a lot of people.
Mm.
Um, how society has raised us,
Yeah.
how we are grown up, especially we
Mm.
raised up with a lot of expectations,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, a lot of those expectations are unfair,
Mhm.
unachievable.
Yeah.
And before we point fingers on society or parents or anybody,
Yeah.
as soon as we realize
Mm.
what we are doing, why we are doing, it's better. As soon as earlier as we realize, as you mentioned, as early as we realize what we are doing and why we are doing, it's better. It's better to be not to be too late. It's better to be like
Yeah.
find that answer as soon as possible, rather than having it on the deathbed with the regrets. That's, I mean, what could be a miserable life? What could be a
Yes.
miserable death
Mhm.
someone can have by not being themselves and not doing anything for themselves all their life?
Mhm. Yes. 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 It's okay. Just be yourself. If any other people out there ignore you or don't like you, it's okay. You will find your people who are matched with you.
I have a question. When it comes to being yourself,
Hmm.
people often do mistake
Yeah.
to set a wrong goal.
Hmm.
They set a wrong goal. They spend all their life achieving that goal.
Hmm.
Some are lucky; they get the success in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
Yes.
Some all spend all their life they couldn't reach to the goal. But when they reach the goal, they find that was not what they really wanted.
Not interesting anymore for them. Or what?
Interesting and not interesting is one thing, but they realize that they never wanted this goal. They question themselves, why did they achieve this goal?
Mhm.
They don't find peace in it.
Yeah.
They find the luxury, they find the comfort, they find all the benefits. But when it comes to their inner peace, their heart at peace, they don't find it.
I think, like I said before, Shafi, they are not knowing, not knowing themselves. So knowing yourself is really, really important. Maybe before they are achieve that goals, achieve that profession, they don't know. They really maybe they really don't know what they don't know what really they want to be. So yeah.
Clarity is very important.
Yeah, the clarity is very important. So yeah, we need to know ourselves. We need to know, really, really know what the things that really we want in life.
What matters to us.
Yes, what matters and what the things that we are really, really want. Not set your own standard, not by others people, not by the society, not by our family. Set your own standards, set your own goals in your life.
Mm.
Do not listen them.
Thank you so much. Okay,
Then,
it's really good. I really enjoyed sitting in.
yes. Thank
If
you.
you have something more to add, you feel free. You want to add something more?
I don't know. Maybe it's enough.
Yeah.
I already talked about self accepting because that's the things that I really, really want to broadcast and help people about self accepting, because self accepting is really, really have a huge impact in my life, Shafi.
Yeah.
I still remember the the time when I was younger. I cannot accept myself.